right? So you have to be a part of something that reflects your belief system and the way you want to move.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of organizations, citywide, worldwide, citywide, nationwide, that you can affiliate yourself with and try and get some real change and some real movement. And maybe and Reverend Stephenson says this all the time. He says, you might not like what I'm doing, but get out of my way and you do you and not let me do me.
Yes, exactly.
And so I really believe that we, because you said the term minority, and I always kind of like things when I hear that term, because we're actually the majority, and I find it sort of, I know it's almost like they really say the N-word, but they really don't say the N-word, so they say minority, but we're the majority, and we can affect so much change by the way we use our dollars, for example.
Yes, absolutely.
If you boycott, say a huge department store, for example, just say, they'll feel that people say, what are you whining about now? What is it? We're talking about chokehold. What's it got to do with us? Nothing. We wanted to target you because you have a response from you. We could boycott anything. A symbol, not going to a certain store, not buying certain products, whatever it needs to be.
Well, look, let me say this right now. I've played this on the air. My god sister, Joyce Owens, who is a public relations specialist, brought to my attention years ago, this is, again, at least 20 years ago, a piece from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It's ironic. I'm getting ready to play something which King is connected to. It's not that particular speech, though. But Dr. King, in his last speech, which many will know as the mountaintop speech, in that speech, Dr. King outlines the whole strategy and tactical approach for us to use in the community to transition this society into a society that ultimately, if you will, works in conjunction with issues of law and social justice. He talked about the fact that we have to take our particular community, our particular issue, and marry our, as he called it, non-violent demonstrations with economic withdrawal. Now, I'm not making that up. It's Dr. King, and on the tape, when you hear Dr. King talking about it, he names specific corporations that should be targeted in the context of the boycott. This is all happening in Memphis, Tennessee, where he died. That's in his last speech. So he's saying essentially, yes, the demonstrations, for sure, but we'll marry those demonstrations with economic withdrawal. Look at what happened in Montgomery. That's essentially what they did. They didn't just demonstrate, they stopped taking the buses. And after X amount of time, year or so, guess what? People came to the table to create change because they knew they had to. And to what you said, Nayaba, when you talk about the truth and the reality of us becoming the dominant population in the United States, black and brown people are the dominant population, what is that going to mean? Guess what? It's going to mean a change in everything if the change happens in our own mind, because that's where it all begins for sure. Nayaba, thank you so much. I appreciate you as always. Love you much. Take care. It's about to have Gary Birds Express Yourself. Don't forget, as I mentioned before, coming up in hour number 2 tonight, we will be talking with the sister of Eric Garner, Alicia. Will be joining us tonight inside of the broadcast, and we'll have a chance to talk with her. Alicia Flackheath is the sister of the late Eric Garner, and as I mentioned before, studying criminal justice. She actually just got her degree. She'll join us in hour number 2 of our broadcast, along with Herb Boyd, who'll talk about the outrage this represents as well, and more of your telephone calls at 212-545-1075. It's Imhotep Gary Birds Express Yourself.
107.5 WBLS New York, working for unity in the black community, and welcoming you to express yourself with your host, Imhotep Gary Bird.
America is essentially a dream. It is a dream of a land where men are